for about 10 years or so. So far, we have trained about 12,000 stakeholders across sectors, from law enforcement, from child welfare committees, and so on. One of the key questions that has always remained for us is, are these trainings that we are doing effective? Are they need-based? And are they useful for those in the field? And over the years, our approach to capacity building has evolved based on this reflection. When we started in Madhya Pradesh on capacity building law enforcement agencies, supported by the British High Commission, we found an extremely excellent proactive police department who asked us several questions. So the questions were, do we know what is happening in the ground? Do we know what our staff need? Do we know what are the challenges in the field and what constraints our officers are facing? And can capacity building therefore be revisited? These questions challenge the age-old assumptions around which most capacity building programs are generally designed. So, an action research was designed which was aimed at understanding trends, phenomena on the ground, challenges and constraints law enforcement agencies face, and inputs from these are supposed to guide the capacity building program in the department. Simultaneously, we trained about 2,000 police frontline staff who are battling the menace in the field at 3 places: Police Training School Rewa, Police Training College Indore, Police Training School Umare, and about equal number of male and female staff were part of the group. I'll share with you now some of the major highlights from the action research and capacity building interaction we had with the police frontline staff. The first was about perceptions and mindsets, and the biggest assumption that these assumptions in the mindset of the people needs to be changed. And it was very evident that these perceptions and mindsets have to be addressed if we really want to make a dent in combating human trafficking and most gender-related crime as well. We went and interviewed about 40 or more frontline staff across different levels of AHTUs, police stations, women, children's cell, and state departments, and our interaction with about 2,000 frontline staff in the training program. The highlights are as follows. There is a general assumption about human trafficking itself. And mostly it appears that human trafficking remained associated with sexual abuse and exploitation, while other forms of human trafficking were not either being understood or casually dismissed. And this obviously affected reporting in some manner. The understanding of the links between missing children and human trafficking were also found largely unaddressed. Non-reporting happened. For example, elopements were considered most for love, or boys eloping were considered for work. So there is a general kind of perception about that. Patriarchal mindsets, just like in the rest of the country, also is a major challenge. We also found out, very interestingly and very importantly, that those who are actually fighting out in the field are largely unaware of the magnitude and dimension of this menace. And therefore, the whole issue of dismissive in some ways. This emerged in both our training interaction and also in the research. Data is important. Understanding the data is important. Data exists. It is in silo. It is a little incoherent, and it needs to be understood further. Data is not just for compilation, but it is for a purpose, and it is very essential for predictive policing. Related to data is a general perception of increasing trend being reported as negative. In fact, this is just the opposite. And this is a mindset that really needs to be also addressed in the capacity building program. There was also this realization to not limit training to mere events, but to convert them into a professional mode. And in fact, in one of my conversations with Viniti, this was the major focus of the entire approach that I see the Madhya Pradesh Police Academy is looking into. This attempt to differentiate basic training and then build special team through advanced programs will be more effective. Our attempt at the e-learning model is just one step into this big area which needs to be addressed. Given this reflection, the starting of a gender resource center with its mandate and vision to move from mere training to capacity building to a more broader frame and to bring gender to the forefront of judicial system and strengthen and promote gender justice is indeed a landmark. I once again congratulate the Madhya Pradesh Police, Aruna ma'am, and support and guidance throughout. I cannot end without a word on Viniti, for your passion to make a change and how it influences us in our daily life. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to be part of this journey.
Thank you, Mamtaji, for such a comprehensive narration of the wonderful work which you did all over last year, and reached out to some of the most farthest corners of Madhya Pradesh, in training our officers, trafficking, and then evaluating and finding, doing a gap analysis and a need analysis for the training. Um, Definitely, this has helped us a lot in identifying our path ahead. Thank you very much for that. Thank you for associating the India Suraksha as CEO of that organization with police. We have the academic lab coming up with the Gender Resource Center, the DG Research Cell itself turning into lab mode, where we start identifying the gaps, where we start analyzing our data, and where we start linking practice with an improvement approach by analyzing, evaluating, constantly refiguring our energies into the domain of a futuristic, a more public service-oriented service delivery. For this purpose, IDFC Institute has come forward to support us in our academic work, and this lab, which would be based on the nomenclature of Academic Action Research Initiative with multidisciplinary approach, would be based on a multidisciplinary vision of identifying governance, law enforcement, service delivery as a continuum in the betterment of human lives. IDFC Institute itself has been supporting us with a lot of academic research works. Recently, they have come up with a document, an evaluation of the motivation for COVID-19 work with the Madhya Pradesh Police did. And it's a wonderful piece of research on the practices being followed during the COVID-19 crisis and how police force performed and what motivated them to perform. They have also done a wonderful training evaluation on soft skills and ethics in Madhya Pradesh Police, and this has helped us to do our correction not only for Madhya Pradesh Police but also advise other police forces on the special need of mainstreaming soft skills and ethics related training, the police capacity building. I would now invite Avanti Durani, who is the Assistant Director of IDA Institute, to kindly share with us the concept of academics itself and the lab initiative which they are supporting with the Madhya Pradesh Police on one side of they as our knowledge partners, as our advisors would be working hand in hand to support this. Over to Avanti Durrani, joining us from Bombay.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. I would like to thank Special DG Aruna Mohan Rao, DG Anuradha Shankar, and Vineet and other esteemed guests for hosting us this evening. We are glad to be part of this initiative with Madhya Pradesh Police. This has been a great session and learning for us, and we congratulate all those involved in the launch of the Gender Resource Center, including Madhya Pradesh Police, the British High Commission, Mumbai, and FXP India Suraksha. IDFC Institute is a not-for-profit, independent, economic-focused think/do tank, and we're based in Mumbai. We work with central, state, and local governments and institutions to provide action-based, research-based solutions to policy issues. We believe that adequate institutional capacity, particularly that of state police, is critical for robust implementation, strong governance, and inclusive growth. We started working in the space of policing in 2016 with an independent crime victimization survey across 4 metros, and we found that underreporting of certain crimes was high, yet a majority of those that interacted with the police were satisfied. Generally, the opinion of police was positive, and generally the opinion of police was positive, but the sense of insecurity that had normalized adaptive behaviors as a precaution to safe was also high. In the last few years, we've been working alongside various state police departments and BPRND to bring incremental evidence-based changes in an informed way, pursuing independent research and analysis, and building avenues for socializing innovations. We believe that the role of research and implementation support can have a catalytic and systemic impact on policing, rule of law, access to justice, growth, and empowerment. To give you some background, as Mr. Vineet had said, our collaboration with Madhya Pradesh Police has 2 studies under it. A study on training and motivation of Deputy Superintendents of Police, and recently conducted a survey of constables on COVID-19 duty across the state. For the DSP survey between March and July 2019, we conducted a police training and motivation perception survey in collaboration with Madhya Pradesh Police and BetaGov at Marin Institute, New York University. The surveys collected feedback from DSPs on various aspects of their foundational training program. The survey's objectives were to gauge the satisfaction of new recruits with the current training practices, understand their expectations on how the training can be improved, identify factors motivating new recruits. And the study helped identify areas of improvement, including regular evaluation of faculty, improving the quality of indoor and investigation training curriculum, and the need for a feedback mechanism. We also conducted a study between July and August 2020, which was an online link-based survey of constables on COVID-19 duty across the state. We wanted to understand their communication flows within the police hierarchy, the factors motivating frontline personnel, and the level of autonomy, all in the context of COVID-19. Police constables, along with other frontline workers like ASHA and Anganwadi workers, were at the front end of pandemic management. However, very limited is understood of how the organizational features can impact their performance and motivation. Against this backdrop, we look deeper into whether information flows horizontally, whether from the bottom up in the police hierarchy, whether learnings in the field are incorporated into decision-making, and the process around internal communication. Additionally, we try to understand what motivates police personnel to serve the public beyond their traditional roles and at tremendous personal risk. We also attempted to assess the level of autonomy and discretion that they enjoy while performing their duties. In our experience, the steps necessary for any study or intervention to yield success include effective diagnosis and understanding and identifying the correct root of the problem, solving for the problem through interventions, innovations in an iterative manner, implementation of the solution, which requires nuanced understanding of the political economy, and finally, institutionalization so that the solution can sustain beyond the tenure of the individual driving the change. Our work over the last 5 years, particularly with Madhya Pradesh Police, has been a great learning towards and appreciation of the Pracademic model towards evidence-informed governance reforms. We refer to pracademics as individuals who are an active practitioner in the field and invested in the idea of bringing evidence-informed incremental changes in the system. The lab is a step towards institutionalizing this pracademia model in policing. The Pracademic Lab PARIMAL at the DG's Research and Policy Cell that we are here to talk about today and launch along with the Gender Resource Center is envisioned as an institutional framework within the State Police Training Academy and Training Institute at PHQ to facilitate the efforts of departments and personnel to conduct actionable, real-time, and experimentation on a project basis with the help of experts, academics, and even independently. Our lab has a threefold objective and approach. The first is training. Training will help mold personnel into service-oriented professionals by equipping them with the right skills, knowledge, and attitude required for a democratic institution. The lab will strive to make training more professional and effective and propose measures to address identified issues through research. It will also help orient recruits and serving personnel towards incorporating evidence-based actionable research in the performance of their duties and foster a research-based culture in policing. The second approach is research itself. The lab will serve as a center for incubating and testing practitioner-led innovations to solve policy and implementation issues. It aims to promote a pracademic approach to policing for facilitating evidence-based policymaking through innovation and knowledge building. This will be achieved by providing practitioners with the better resources and inputs for decision making through testing and validation. The final approach of the lab will be to provide a platform for knowledge sharing, cross-learning, collaboration among police practitioners, researchers, academics, experts in the field of criminal justice and other disciplines within the country and abroad in order to continually develop, synthesize police knowledge and practice. The Pracademic model promotes an extremely important pathway for institutional change. We are very happy to be part of this multi-stakeholder, multidisciplinary, multi-sectoral approach to the problem. It will help channel and amplify the efforts of attuned practitioners, or as we call them, champions in the system, and provide them with a platform for achieving their goals towards evidence-based police reform. The lab will create an ecosystem for incremental change in the evidence-informed way by providing them with the correct tools, resources, whether in the form of surveys, data tech, behavioral insights for decision making. This effort will be the first of its kind in India, and we congratulate Madhya Pradesh Police on their sincere commitment towards this effort. We look forward to the other sessions this week as well and learning about the interesting and substantive ideas, innovations in the field of law and policing, and we look forward to being engaged. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Avanti, for giving us such a comprehensive account of the Pracademic Lab itself, the structure, the content, and the direction this lab will be taking in the future. Of having this lab potential and systemic work in the area of improving green practice with the support of such accomplished researchers who are there in different aspects of action-based research, on evaluation, and on field testing, which are very, very important aspects of an evidence-based policy and law enforcement work. Thank you very much. At the outset of this, at the outset, the first day of the lab itself, where you have spelled out the different effects of research and its structure. We now come to a conclusion of today's launch. And without taking much time, now in the flow of our agenda of things today, I would now directly request all our esteemed guests to give their observations or put forth their queries about the GRC, the Gender Resource Center, or about the Pracademic Lab, or about any other deliberation which we. So I've seen a lot of very highly accomplished partners and advisors and supporters in our endeavor for research-based policing, joining us today on this, taking their time out, their valuable time out, and yeah, so now I invite all our esteemed. If you have any observations, any query, you're most welcome. Now, I think, am I audible? I would like to know, am I audible? Am I audible?
Yeah,
Please, can you
uh,
hear me?
Vinny.
Yes, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay, thank you. So,
I just had one question, or rather, was very eager to see the online training module. Is it possible for like the Northeast folks to also see it? It's a
thank you.
great. It's a. It will be great learning for us to also have a look at how the module has come about and how interactive it is, because that's definitely something to learn from.
You, Neha, for the interest. And the idea is definitely within the PARIMAL Lab, the members will have a look. And we just had an interaction with PRITI that even the curriculum and the module which is there on the portal that will run through the advisory board who have the kind of experience of working on the field. Because this is quite linked with what Mamta has done. Putting in effort of training over more than 12,000 police officers in paramilitary, what we realized that interface training requires that kind of interactions. We will explore that how it can be shared to any interested organizations, and we'll reach out to you. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Mamta wants to add.
Yeah, I
something.
just wanted to add this training module has right now been specifically created for the MPPs. So, and it's still, we're still working on it. What we will do is we will soon make a short video which will explain what the process is and how the interactive it is, so that everybody can have a look at it and get a fair idea, basic idea of what this portal is all about. Though entering into it and actually seeing the entire thing, I think I will leave it to the
Yeah. No, that is like I inform that all our partner organizations are actually supporting us is would be given the rights to have by them and also contribute to it. So since you are our knowledge partner, we it shared with and knowledge partners who have always been a constructive force. So thank you very much for that question. We'll explore the possibilities of sharing it with you. Now I can see Richard raising his hand. Richard, can you please come up and can you share your views from Scotland, I think. Richard, can you hear us?
Vineet, sorry, Vineet, I can hear somebody saying Richard, but is it you? And is it me?
Is you, of course. That's why
Okay,
I
no,
added
no,
the
okay, thank you
later on.
very much.
Yeah.
The noise quality coming from the panel is quite low, so I'm having to bend my deaf ear to hear. Thank you very much for giving me the floor. That's very, very kind of you. I put my hand up just really to say well done to you and the team. I mean, it's a fantastic thing to see the work and the effort that you and the team have pulled together. Uh, for those of you that don't know me and that don't know my background, I've been associated with India now for 20 plus years and have spent many very, very pleasant and hard-working days in Bhopal working with the team there. So well done to the special DG, Aruna Rao. Congratulations to you and your team. Fantastic. And it's lovely to see the IDF Institute being represented and my colleague MN Reddy within the team. For those of you that don't know, I've done quite a considerable work with the elimination of discrimination against women, and I had the pleasure and honor of working with the president of the UN commission that was looking at the subject matter, Dr. Feridai Achar, and in fact edited a book and a manual that she produced a few years ago. So it's a subject that is extremely close to my heart, and also trafficking of human beings. It's a multidisciplinary approach. It requires, and several of you have mentioned this, it requires an approach that pulls together different agencies, not just the police. The police, I think more so in India, sit in the center of this, but it does require multidisciplinary approaches. So congratulations to you. I'm not going to say anything more other than well done, and it's great to see Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh being in the center of this initiative. My heart goes out to you, and keep up the good work, the enthusiasm and the dedication to policing across India. Well done.
Rick, I think now I'm loud enough.
I'm just catching you, Vineet, just catching you. Everybody else I've got wonderfully well, loud and clear, but you're a bit, unfortunately, just a little bit low in volume. But I can see you perfectly, so I'm reading your lips.
I'm sorry for all the trouble, creating hard for you to hear. But thanks very much for the support. You have always been a guiding force, and whatever we have done in police improvement programs, there has been a lot of contribution of you as a resource person, helping us out 20 years back, and still supporting us in many endeavors. Thank you very much. Your words were kind and very encouraging. So thank you very much, all our esteemed guests. We are coming to the end of our slot, and I would like to thank on behalf of my director of Madhya Pradesh Police Academy, Mr. Rajesh Chawla, all of you for participating in this discussion today, in this launch program. On behalf of Madhya Pradesh Police, on behalf of the Academic Lab, on behalf of the GRC, we are very thankful to you for taking out your time, and also we expect a lot of support from you in the years to come, in the days to come. I thank our special DG Aruna Rao ma'am for sparing her time today. She was extremely because she's she's the senior most police officer, and she was felicitated at so many forums today for her good work. She still took out time and devoted on this forum. Thank you very much. Thank you, Alan Gammel, for his time, for the team of British High Commission, of FXB, of IDFC Institute, my friends and colleagues from the US, from the UK, and from Delhi, from Mumbai, from so many other places who are joining. We are all very, very obliged for your participation. I thank my team here also for supporting us and for building it up. Thank you very much. And now we will.